Hey everyone, welcome back to Corporate Decoder, the place where we peel back the layers of corporate jargon to find the juicy bits. Today, we're diving into a filing from Alta Equipment Group Incorporated that has some interesting implications for how they're managing their shareholder relationships. Alright, let's get right into it. Alta Equipment Group Incorporated, a company dealing with equipment and rentals, has filed a current report, an 8. Think of an 8K as a company's way of telling the public about big, important things that just happened. Things that shareholders need to know about right away. This particular report is a bit different. It is not about massive financial swings or a huge acquisition, but rather a strategic agreement that could shape the company's board dynamics. So what is the big news here? On the 21st of January 2026, Alta Equipment Group, which we'll call the company for short, struck a deal with an investor group called Mill Road Capital III, LP, or Mill Road for brevity. This isn't just any investment. It is a cooperation agreement that gives Mill Road a seat at the strategic table, or at least a peek behind the curtain. This cooperation agreement basically means Mill Road gets to send an observer to board meetings. This observer isn't a voting board member, but they can attend discussions and see what is going on at the highest level. It is like getting a backstage pass to the company's decision-making process. Mill Road is appointing Devin Petito, who is a director at Mill Road Capital III GP LLC, as their initial observer. This arrangement is laid out in a separate board observer agreement. Now, why is this significant? Mill Road isn't a small player, they own a pretty substantial chunk of the company, about 13.4% of the common stock. When an investor holds that much of a company, they usually want to have a say, or at least an understanding of what is happening. This agreement seems like a way for the company to acknowledge that significant stake and try to work collaboratively with Mill Road. It is a move to ensure alignment and perhaps avoid future proxy fights or activist shareholder campaigns. What is particularly noteworthy is that the company's entire board of directors unanimously approved this. This suggests that the management and the existing board feel this is a beneficial or at least a manageable arrangement. It's not a hostile takeover situation, but rather a structured cooperation. The agreement itself, the cooperation agreement, isn't set to last forever. It has an expiration date tied to the company's annual meeting in 2027, or it can be terminated earlier based on certain conditions within the agreement. This gives both parties a defined period to see how this observer arrangement plays out. So let's look at what kind of stock we're talking about here. Alta Equipment Group Incorporated has common stock trading under the ticker symbol ALCHI on the New York Stock Exchange. They also have depository shares representing preferred stock, trading as ALCHI PRA. This agreement primarily concerns the common stock, which is where Mill Road has its significant ownership. This filing is made under the Securities Exchange Act of 1934, which governs how publicly traded companies report information to the CC and the public. It is part of the ongoing transparency expected from companies listed on major exchanges. Interestingly, the report also lists a press release dated the 22nd of January 2026 as an exhibit. While we don't have the full text of that press release here, we can infer it likely details this cooperation agreement and perhaps offers some official commentary from the company. Usually, companies like to put a positive spin on such agreements, highlighting their commitment to shareholder engagement and collaboration. Including it as an exhibit means it is an officially released statement from the company on the matter. And finally, as with most modern SEC filings, there is the interactive data file, which makes it easier for computers to read and analyze the data. This isn't something a casual investor typically dives into, but it is crucial for financial analysis tools and regulators. Now, looking at this filing, it's not about seismic shifts in revenue or profit margins. Instead, it's about corporate governance and the relationship between a significant shareholder and the company's leadership. Alta Equipment Group is proactively managing its shareholder base. By granting Mill Road Observer rights, they're essentially saying, "We hear you. We value your investment and we want to keep you informed." This can be a smart move. It can help prevent unexpected demands or activist campaigns down the line by fostering a more open dialogue. One potential takeaway is that the company might be anticipating a period where strategic decisions need careful consideration, and having a well-informed, albeit non-voting representative from a major shareholder could be seen as an asset, or it could be simply a way to appease a large investor who was perhaps becoming restless. The fact that the board unanimously approved it does lend credence to the idea that they see value in this cooperative approach. For Alta Equipment Group, the key challenge now will be to ensure this observer role is constructive. Will Mill Road's observer offer valuable insights, or will their presence create friction or slow down decision making? The success of this arrangement will depend on the individuals involved and the ongoing communication between Mill Road and the company's management. It is definitely a situation to keep an eye on, as it could influence the company's strategic direction in the coming years. Alright, that is our breakdown of Alta Equipment Group Inc.'s latest filing. What is your take on this kind of shareholder agreement? Do you think it's a sign of good governance or a concession to pressure? Drop your thoughts in the comments below if this analysis was valuable. Hitting that like button really helps. And subscribe for more corporate deep dives. And don't forget to check out our Discord community linked in the description for more discussions. Thanks for watching. See you next time.